newbie on stream.
Excellent. Well, all right. Hey, everybody. How's it going? I see all Good's here and Dave's here. Thank you so much, guys, for being the first ones. Gen X is here. Holy mackerel, Jose. Holy moly. The whole gang's here already. Gil was here already this afternoon. So, yeah, hey, great to have you guys. And we are here with Dominic Hay, otherwise known as Dom. So we're just talking backstage. He is just 30 minutes out of London, UK. And he's been an entrepreneur since he was 16, pretty much. So we're going to talk to him for the next hour because he is 5 hours ahead of us. It's a little late there for him. So if you guys have any questions throughout, we got a few surprises for you guys tonight too. If you guys have any questions throughout the evening, please post them there. And we'll shoot them out to him. We'll get them to answer them to you for you guys right away. So let's get the party started. Dom.
Hey.
When did you start becoming an entrepreneur and why?
I honestly have to say that it was from really young and pretty much from it was a mistake. I literally just wanted to make money. That was literally one of the first opportunities to make money in school. Was my sister coming to Jamaica where I was at the time, giving me an old phone and old Bluetooth headsets and stuff like that. And I would literally resell them because she would get phone upgrades through T-Mobile and O2. So that was literally just I thought, oh, this is a great opportunity to make some spare cash. And then I started to do something more serious again as a mistake. So a lot of my friends during school, I went to all boys school, had an idea of putting on a party. We had an all-girls school across the road called Mount Alvernia High School. This is in Jamaica. So I went to Cornwall College, which was all-boys school. I was 15 at the time. And the school across the road was called Mount Alvernia High. And we thought, we don't really get to integrate much because everyone's always in class. How are we going to a party? So my mom is actually an interior designer. And she painted a club, which was in Montego Bay, called the Brewery. I networked with the owner of the brewery and I said, by any chance, do you do any events for people who are, under 18? He said, no. And I asked him because I did have some awareness of a license and is it breaking the law? And I said, is it okay if we put on an event? And he said, your Lynn's son, you can use the space, but we would usually have an agreement with anyone who puts on any event in the brewery because it is classified as a club in Montego Bay. So strictly speaking, I was probably too young at the time to be making any commercial decisions. But with myself and my friends, we managed to collectively work out what we need to actually conduct an event in the brewery in Montego Bay. So it was absolutely insane. So
sorry, how old were you at this time?
I was 15. I was 15. Yeah. So we started small. We started with a house party, and then it scaled to doing an event. And then we literally had all rights to sell tickets. So we were selling pre-sale tickets. We were selling tickets at the day. And the gentleman who owned the club, he took all revenue from sales of all drinks. Obviously, everyone was a minor, so he didn't sell any liquor at all. So that was our first major event. And I mean, in terms of our first event, we managed to sell at the brewery over 500 tickets. And in Jamaica, we were selling them at $500, which was 250,000, which is not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. I think it equates to about £1,300 now.
Right.
But back then, for a group of four young boys growing up in Montego Bay, it was we made a profit. So in terms of creating the events and stuff, we literally just thought, how are we going to attract the audience? What we need to do is create flyers. So we got it designed. We knew someone who could DJ. I taught myself as well how to DJ on Virtual DJ, which is software you can download on your PC.
Right.
And I literally just was DJing at the first event and handing out leaflets. And I realized from quite young as an entrepreneur, you do numerous things. So At that stage, at that age, I was literally finance director. I was the director of marketing. I was doing so many things, but it was great experience because at that age, I realized that you don't understand anything about balance sheets or anything at that age. It was just well, some people do, but I didn't. I literally just winged it with my friends. We just tried to do something, and we actually, didn't lose any money. We didn't break even. We actually were profitable. So we decided to continue. And that business is actually still going on today. It's called Antidote Entertainment. If you want to Google them, they're doing a lot of events. They get sponsored as well by the Jamaica Tourist Board for some events. So they're doing amazing things.
You're kidding me.
No, seriously. Yeah. So that was my first proper business. Before that, it was just, I think, like side hustles.
What, like 15, 16 years later?
Yeah. So, I mean, so from there to now, things have changed like considerably. I mean, I left Jamaica, came back to London, where I was born, decided to studied at the University of Greenwich, studied law, got an LLB in law, got a high 2-1, and then got the legal practice course, which is like equivalent to a master's. And then worked for Accenture. I don't know if anyone knows Accenture or any IT consultancy firms, but worked for a few years in IT, and then understood the business model of consulting and outsourcing. Right. And I thought to myself, what could I create? Because this is a great business model. The majority of the work that we win gets outsourced to different parts of the world. And what could I do essentially to work for myself, work with people I like, have essentially freedom of location, and of course, deliver value to clients. And that is when I created Go Social with my business partner, which provides lead generation services for e-commerce business, for professional service clients. And we do Facebook and Instagram advertising. So it took a few years to create that. I worked for numerous years in a 9-to-5, and I literally had to learn about running a business properly. So I mean, everything from tax, staff, employing full-time staff, contractors, dealing with all your admin, dealing with onboarding clients, dealing with just having a website, like everything. It took. I mean, I'm still learning to this day. I think that all entrepreneurs are lifetime learners. There's things that you learn constantly. But I mean, the transition from essentially arranging parties, not just being a promoter, because we actually planned everything. Planned our own events, and then also charity events. Moving from that to running a business which now hires staff is completely different.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that was all Good's question. What kind of business are you in today? So hopefully that's a good answer there, that you're doing your Go Social right now. So, hey guys, I know most of us here are also investors as well. So Dom and I were talking earlier that he does do investing in the UK that we're going to talk about later on, not quite yet. So, but in the meantime, let's make sure, I'm pretty sure all of us are probably well connected. I'm going to post up here via a banner for Dominic's contact info. There's his channel running along the bottom. You guys can see that, okay? And also how you guys can get in contact and connect with him on Instagram as well. Okay, guys? So what do you guys do? Go and check him out. Subscribe, obviously. And same with anybody else that jumps on the stream tonight. Let's get them involved. Let's all connect. Let's all network here and whatnot. So excellent. So you're pretty busy then, eh?
I am. I mean,
you want to go over your daily schedule?
My daily schedule is quite busy. I mean, do you want me to tell you what like a typical day looks like?
Absolutely. Love to hear it.
Right. So typical day, wake up usually around 7 a.m. And I would spend at least an hour in the gym. The gym is literally like 5 minutes from my house. Good. So I go to the gym, and I would usually get home by like at least 8:15. And then I would shower, and I'd as always have oats and a banana and a bit of like blueberries, and I'll be at my desk. I'm currently in my office right now.
Right.
And then it would literally be going through emails. If I don't go through my emails when I'm in the gym, on the Stairmaster, or on the treadmill walking uphill, I would be doing it at my desk. And then it would be responding to emails. And then to make sure I'm productive, I don't look at emails for at least probably about an hour, unless it's something quite urgent.
Right.
Usually from 9:30 all the way till about 12, I spend most of my time dealing with any leads that have been generated through our lead gen campaigns that we're currently running, or if any have come in from someone in my sales team, and I'll be contacting them all the way to about 12, where usually I then have calls with clients. So current clients that we have, we've got clients in the e-commerce space. We've got a client that currently is a big competitor of GHD. They do hair straighteners for women. Quite ironical because I have no hair.
Welcome to my club.
But I would usually spend time on, usually have at least 2 to 3 client calls per day at minimum. If it's not myself on them, it would be someone else from my team. Depends on, if there's any escalations. Usually there aren't any. If it's like Black Friday, for example, Black Friday, Cyber Monday was super busy. I was on a lot of calls during that period. Because I don't know how much you know about Facebook ads, but if anyone is on this chat at the moment, you probably are aware that sometimes campaigns, have issues. Campaigns may not launch. Facebook might not approve ads because they don't meet certain policies. So, on most days, I spend at least between 1 to 4 dealing with any challenges that we have in relation to current clients or Facebook ad issues or anything like that of that nature. And then usually from there, I would, usually by 5 o'clock, be on a call with my internal team. So I'd have a call via Zoom conference, or alternatively, as most of us have access to WeWork. WeWork is a co-working space.
Yep.
I would be in Moorgate, which is an area in London, or WeWork Hackney, which is another area in London, in East London, where we would be having a team meeting. So our internal team meetings are usually reserved to the end, because most of our conversations we can conduct via Slack. I use Slack a lot for communicating with my internal team and also clients. So we have various channels set up.
Right.
And with my 2 screens at home, it's quite easy to navigate from internal versus external. That's just how I set up the structure of my day. So in a nutshell, I know I kind of expanded quite a bit on what I do, but in a nutshell, in the morning it's emails and dealing with any leads that seem high profile that I want to definitely talk to and outreach and speak to the business owner. And then from 1 to about 4:35, it will be dealing with current clients. And then from 5 till 5:30, it will be dealing with an internal call just to end out the day.
Wow.
Go. Yeah, it's quite full on. But I mean, being disciplined is so crucial. I mean, I see a lot of people bashing 9-to-5ers and bashing, saying, there's a lot of entrepreneurs who didn't go to university and stuff like that. But I actually feel like I benefited from studying. I feel like I benefited from working as well in a corporate job, because I learned a lot about, processes. I learned so much about, what it takes to, like to run a business essentially.
Right.
And the discipline that I've taken from that has led me to wake up to hold myself accountable, to actually, roll up my sleeves and actually do the hard work and do the hard tasks first. I think just because you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't mean necessarily that, because you have, freedom of location and time freedom and you can take 3 weeks off, that it means that I went to Dominican Republic in May, and I honestly have not taken a break in the last 5 months. But however, because I do work for myself, I will be taking 3 weeks off as of December 27th. And
Nice.
I'll be bringing my laptop with me. I'll be in Fort Lauderdale. I'll be in Montego Bay. And I'll be in, Jamaica and Miami, just, having time off. And that's amazing that I don't need to request, 3 weeks off, or I need to submit a form, or I mean, that is a benefit. And I can bring my laptop and work with me. So there are benefits, but I think as an entrepreneur, it's important that you stay disciplined.
Definitely. That was definitely one of my questions.
Okay.
It was question number 77.
Sorry, Rick, I'm always talking.
Oh, no. It's okay. It's good to get to it now. Sorry, that's question number 78. What do you enjoy most about being an entrepreneur?
What do I enjoy most? I think making an impact. Seeing something that you are currently working on, seeing it come to fruition, and having a conversation directly with, the end client, and seeing how you have impacted their life. That makes me really fulfilled. I never actually experienced that in a working environment. I mean, I know some people do if you're in a client-facing role, or if you're quite senior and you're working with MDs, but I actually never had that feeling. So being able to talk to a business owner and to be taken seriously, and to know that you've driven, a certain amount of sales, and you've allowed them to open a new branch, or hire a new staff member, or have more time freedom for themselves, or give them constructive criticism, and they've actually implemented that. Yeah, and they've said, you know what, thank you. You've now allowed me to free up time in this area, so I can now spend more time with my husband or my wife. It's like, wow, I've actually, what I've done has had a knock-on effect on their own personal life, and that to me it's amazing. It's huge. It's a nice feeling, if that makes sense.
It really is. It really is. Like, helping out others like that. It's just it is. It's the most satisfying feeling. It really is. So what else do you enjoy? You obviously enjoy getting your laptop freedom.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a few other things I enjoy. I think I don't know if it's because millennial or something, but I do enjoy traveling. I've got a lot of plans to see other places in the world, and I like I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I do like cars and stuff like that. So I do like some of the benefits that have come along the way, but those aren't everything. I mean, if someone said to me, sell all of that to invest in this great project or to scale your business, it would be gone like that. So there are a few things that have come along the way, as like the byproduct of working hard, that I enjoy. But probably my number one would be traveling. I love seeing new places, experiencing new cultures, and I find fulfilling. That is really good. There's nothing better than just being away and just learning something new, or learning a new language, or seeing something you've never seen. It's just beautiful traveling. Yeah.
Definitely, traveling is so fun. Okay, let's we'll put a pause on the entrepreneur questions right now, but let's go over to your YouTube channel. When did you start your YouTube channel?
So the YouTube channel, I think it's been active from January this year, but I wasn't posting content of myself. I was nervous. I didn't know if I could put myself out there. So I only really started in July, I think.
July of this year, just a few months.
July this year. I've been posting one video a week. Been posting either by myself or with a friend of mine who runs his own consultancy as well. And he's based in, funny enough, he's based in another co-working business, another co-working space called Regis Building. So we decided to collaborate and do some videos together on side hustles and running an agency, etc. Because we're both run an agency. This is perfect. So I started in July, and I mean, it's been a learning experience.
Huge.
At least. I mean, as I said, I think I said to you earlier, I mean, I've invested in all this equipment, all of this stuff.
Let's see. Oh, look at this.
Cameras and lighting.
Anybody here in the stream?
Yeah, I mean, Rick, hi, everyone on the screen, if you are considering a YouTube channel, it's a lot of work, so just be prepared, but do it. Do it. If you got something to share, do it. So it's been amazing. I mean, you know, learning, you know, what I always say is, as an entrepreneur, you're always learning. I mean, I honestly didn't know anything about lighting and all camera equipment that would be required. I know basic things which are required to run ads and, you know, certain creatives, but the level of equipment you need to run a YouTube channel is just mind blowing. I mean, some people do say you can use an iPhone and stuff, but I feel like, you know, for me, if I want to do something, I want to put my all into it. Yeah.
So how long does it take you to do a video on average?
On average, about, is that including post editing, or do you mean just filming?
Right from, well, you know, start right as soon as you turn that camera on until you can upload it.
Good question.
Why, thank you.
Good question. Good question. I'll say probably about 2 hours.
That's it?
No, I would honestly, yeah. So my videos are like usually no longer than like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And because I talk mainly about digital marketing, I don't stumble that much. And if I do, I let the camera roll and then I just blade it in Final Cut Pro.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, 2 hours. And I know that because I actually allocated, I said, for YouTube, my personal brand, I'm going to dedicate this amount of time to it. Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, Final Cut Pro, I do some basic editing. So I literally just have a few minimal transitions. And I've got the video that's literally just running on, I don't know, like how to start an agency or, you know, how to grow personal brands, really simple videos. And I've already got an intro video sort of like made, a lot of like a trailer. I was literally just copy it and drop it in. So it takes me about 2 hours, I think, most weeks to do everything in total.
That's amazing.
What about you?
Oh, I don't know. I just lose count. Yeah. Because I just keep dedicating time and time and time to it, and then I upload it, and I just almost feel like saying no, don't upload it. It's so bad sometimes. I think that, and I forget things. I'm watching it, I'm like, oh great, I forgot to say this, forgot to say that. It's almost like a part 2 or part 3 or up to part 17 of some of my videos. I've got so much more information I want to put out there, but it's almost like, you know, it's just when you're doing it, you're just thinking like this at times, whereas like after you watch, it's like, wow, I have already this stuff I want to put. Do you feel like that too?
It happens to me all the time. So the last video I filmed, I was supposed to include something else, and it totally slipped my mind. I was like, oh no, I was supposed to say this.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
You know.
Here's a question for everybody that's on the stream. Can we go in, like once we've uploaded a video, can we go in and edit it? Like, I don't know. And Dave, I think we all do it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we all do it. So, hey, Manny, the average investor, how's it going, buddy? Hey to everybody that's shown up here. You know, Les and Travis and everybody else. I hope I didn't miss anybody. And you know, we're just having a good talk here, so I didn't want to like miss anybody, like I just said. But you know, it's great that everybody did join us. But can we go in and edit our videos once they've been uploaded to YouTube? That's the question of the night. I don't know. But if we can, I got a lot of work ahead of me. We'll see. Supposedly Dave says only add text, eh? Well, you know what? That's probably not bad. At least that's something. Go in there and say, I forgot to add this in, so blah, 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 blah. There you go. But
description and title, yeah, that's true. You can edit the description and title, yeah. It says
yeah, but the actual video itself, yeah. Well, Manny says yes, but it's very limited. Yeah, we can do this. Oh, you can do the thumbnail, Travis? Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, I guess so. You can just upload a new thumbnail. That's right. That's not a big deal. So, description, title, I think, Travis, good. Yeah, it's the actual video, though. If you can plunk in, like, just a little video segment, that'd be really, really handy to know. Yeah. So, wow. Okay. What is your what's your goal for your YouTube channel? What are your aspirations? Where do you see it going in a few years from now?
I mean, who wouldn't want to have hundreds of thousands of subscribers? Who wouldn't want to? I mean, no, but
quality versus quantity.
To be honest with you, I'll be honest. So yes, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't want to impact thousands of people. However, in terms of goal, I've said to myself that I'm not when I started, I said I refuse to think about the subscription numbers and to pay too much attention on that data, because if I do, it will eventually, you know, make me only focus on that. I rather just focus on, and I'm sorry, I am digressing from the question. I know I am, but I'm explaining the reason why I'm explaining to make sense. So to myself, my goal is to impact at least 1,000 people and encourage them to become entrepreneurs, and to just start what they've been thinking about, that idea that they've been, you know, keen to just start that project, that side hustle, that investment idea, to just do it. At least 1,000 people by the end of 2020. So that is my personal goal.
Wow.
So not 1,000 subscribers, but at least 1,000 people to say, okay, you know what, Dom, I've watched your videos, or I heard you say this, or I got a quote from this, or the decision you made to buy that investment property, or to start your agency, or to invest in that stock, or whatever, it encouraged me to feel the fear and do it anyway. So, I mean, I've started to get messages like that already. Like, it's really shocking. Like, I mean, I see my DMs sometimes and I'm like, wow, like people are actually listening to me. This is quite like, wow, this is real, you know. And people, I met you as well, Rick, through YouTube. So it's just so powerful. But I mean, my personal goal is just to impact 1,000 people, and encourage them to just start that side hustle, start that business, invest in that project that they've been thinking about, and they just haven't done it because they're just comfortable at work, or they're not sure if it will work, or they're thinking, oh my God, it will fail, I will look silly in front of my friends. So yeah, 1,000 people.
Yeah, hey, go for it. Go for it. If I can help you out in any way along the way, let me know. But first of all, everybody that's on the stream, go and check out his channel. It's sliding.
Oh, ambitious Dom
here. Go and take a look at it, and and join Dom's team by all means. All right. So for some of the investors that are here, talk about your investing in the UK, Dominic.
So majority of my investments are in real estate. And the reason for that is because of the knowledge acquired from quite young. So my mother is actually an interior decorator. And because she's an interior decorator, what happened is from quite young, I was always on building sites. So I remember growing up, going to building sites. Oh, I actually said earlier that, the brewery was a club which my mom actually painted. So she knew business owners, property developers. So because of that, I always was literally just like on different business sites in Jamaica, in Montego Bay. So I thought to myself, hang on, this makes sense. Buying property, developing properties, refurbishing old businesses, making them new would be something that I would definitely want to explore. But I didn't have any capital when I got started. So it was not until I started working a 9 to 5, I bought my first home. And I did things slightly different. I bought a home in, you must know Birmingham, Rick, so just outside of London.
Yep.
I bought a home there because the company I was working for at the time was actually based in Wolverhampton, which was like really close.
Yep.
I decided to buy it, and then within like 18 months, I had to move back to London. So I had to kind of work out, well, what am I going to do here now? Like, what do I do? And then I started to, learn more about, the rules on, renting properties, etc. And, you got something called consent to let in the UK.
Okay.
And then obviously with most property investors, you can remortgage, take equity out if it goes up in value, leave 75% in the property, etc. Loan, and then from there, I started to think, well, hang on, I've got this one up there. I no longer live in that area. I now live in London again. I need to buy in London. What do I do? So then took money out, buy another one. And then within a short space of time, I realized, hang on, I'm now a landlord. So things really, things happen just like that in a short space of time. I don't proclaim to own loads of properties because I don't. But in terms of portfolio, currently in our books, 3, which is a good number, decent achievement. And I mean, I plan to do more, but my focus is my baby, which is Go Social, my digital marketing agency. And yeah, I mean, I think property for me is something that I want to have more of. And in terms of like what I plan to do, mainly buy to let, or buy, refurb, and sell. So that is pretty much my strategy. I have considered other strategies such as like rent to rent, service accommodation, but I don't have the time capacity to do that. And I don't want to deviate too much from the thing that's my main focus, which is Go Social, which is Go Social Digital Marketing Agency. So yeah, so that's me in terms of real estate. Other than that, really simple investor when it comes to stocks. I focus on just literally just an index fund, and I've got a group of friends, and we basically created an investment club where we invest in numerous stocks, and we pay a subscription fee every month. So
how much?
We've been doing really small, £50 per month, but there's 8 of us. So we have a registered business called Breadwinners Investment Club. We created it, and we invest in numerous stocks. Of course, there's a lot of technical analysis. I've got a friend who is a trader, and he provides a wealth of knowledge to every meeting that we go to. And we also have like a sheet, which is really simple. It's called like a stock picking criteria. And you would have everything, questions such as, what is a market capitalization? The questions about debt of the company, questions about the PE ratio, all these different things which I don't know that much about. And I go, when I'm investing in stocks, funny enough, I have to say this, and probably investors on this call will say that is not probably the best idea, but I go a lot of instinct, and I wouldn't say I'm always right, but when I told everyone to invest in JD Sports and Burford Capital and Boohoo, we made money. So I don't know. I feel like from quite young, I've always gone with like my gut feeling, and it hasn't failed me yet. I mean, the timing of investing in Boohoo really paid off. We were up like 60% in like a short space of time. I don't remember the exact time period, but it was a really short space of time. And in terms of Burford Capital and JD Sports was because I love trainers, and I was like, who doesn't like trainers? And everyone in the meeting was like, Dominic, you're crazy. And I was just like, okay, well, show me their balance sheet. Let's do all the calculations while we're here, and let's all vote. I mean, there's 8 of us. If I'm outvoted and we all say no, then no problem. Or if we put it on the watch list, put it on the watch list. But we ended up buying it at literally like £9 per share. And then it went to like £15, and then we held it. And I was like, exactly, my thoughts exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, everyone looks at the technical analysis, the actual chart, the market cap, the news, changing, the board, exec board. And I mean, yes, I mean, that is important. There's fundamentals that you need to look at when you're picking stocks, and the investors on this channel would agree, and you probably agree. But I have to admit, a lot of my stock picking has been gut feeling. But in terms of what I actually, outside of that, I've got, for example, a very simple ISA, which I allow compound interest to work in my favor. I dollar cost average, and I literally just pay another subscription into an index fund. You probably know S&P 500, and you may have heard of Lindsell Train Equity Fund. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of them. So I invest also outside of the investment club, and have property, and go social. So that's pretty much me.
Come on the go. Good for you, man. Good for you. Les, thanks a lot for the super chat. Woohoo! My second one. Thanks a lot. Just want to let you know, the majority of that's going to go to the 2 new charities I have on the helpfulentrepreneur.com website. So, but thank you so much, Ryan. Good to see you. Everybody else, thanks a lot again for joining. And since we're on this topic of stocks here, Dom, you ever heard of a company called Tesla? I know Tesla, of course. Have you ever investing in Tesla? I'm not investing in Tesla at the moment. No.
I mean, I've recently put them on the watch list, and I've also put Under Armour on the watch list. Funny enough, for those two, I think I put Tesla on the watch list from
Tesla's a favorite amongst them.
Before they released that new truck. What's it called? I can't remember the name of the truck now. Slipped my mind. But it was about a month before that. But I haven't done anything with it, and neither have the team of guys that I invest in.
Right. Good.
It sounds like you made some gains from Tesla the way you said that.
So Ryan's here joined us, and he did a live stream the night that Musk released the Cybertruck, and did a great job, an amazing job on it. And honestly, I'm thinking about buying one now. About buying one. At first I'm like, oh my God, it's the Halo Warthog. There's no way. But, you just keep looking at a few more pictures of it, and you go to the Tesla website and you just see it in motion. And you're just like, I might get one.
Yeah. I feel like you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
Absolutely. I would agree.
I mean, for me, when I saw it initially, I thought, what is this? But then I thought to myself, let me look at it in a bit more detail and then make an assessment. Yeah. And since I've done that, it's grown on me.
Yeah, it does.
I'm like, okay, what are the specs here? What do I not like about it? Am I just saying it because of the shape? And I thought, is it practical? What can it do? And I was like, then I said, let me just, go online and have a look at it. And now it's actually grown on me. Yeah. As for getting one, I'm not sure. I mean, right now, I've got a Mercedes-Benz E-Class. I really love that car at the moment. I just got it as well. It's pretty much brand new, 2018. So it's like a year old. And love it. I mean, I don't see myself changing it for the time being. It's a coupe. I love it. Yeah.
Honestly, the more I look at that truck, the more I think, and it is so practical, I think, and it's so versatile. I mean, the ramp comes down at the back, and you drive a motorcycle with TV in the back of it. Ryan knows it. I'm sure most of the guys here know this truck much better than I do. But it just looks so amazing, and it is growing. It really is. So the base price, what's the base entry price? Have you seen it in pounds in the UK? Because in the US, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it's $39.9, right? It hasn't even, there hasn't been a price yet for Canada, so probably $100,000. Who knows? But the base price.
No, what I saw was that you could put like a deposit.
Yeah,
but in terms of pricing, I don't know. I'm not considering one, so
that's why. Got it. We'll get back to that later on. So, what motivates you?
Wow, good question. What motivates me? I feel like it's just pretty much being able to know that I can provide for my family. I think that's the main thing. I'm not going to give you a fake entrepreneur answer. I think just knowing that. No, there's so many fake answers out there. Oh, what my why and my this and that.
Yeah.
Just knowing that I can provide for my family, that is a nice feeling. And knowing that, no matter what, they've got someone they can rely on. I think that's a big thing for me. And that's because I work hard, extremely hard, but I've got contingencies in place as well. That is a nice feeling. Another great motivation, as I said earlier, and this is actually true, knowing that I am making an impact on other people's life. So from B2B to, B2B, so business owners, to people actually who I don't know, knowing that, they will message me or, and say, can we meet for a coffee? Can we go to Starbucks and talk? And I'm like, wow, why do you want to talk to me? And they're like, because you encourage me to do this. That is a nice feeling as well, because that shows that, people are gaining value from you. That is a beautiful feeling. So that motivates me to continue, because, even with YouTube, for example, you can feel demotivated if you don't get a lot of views or something. But then, on a video, like one of my videos got 50 views, and all the other views were 120, 300, 800. And I was like, wow, what went wrong in that one? But then someone actually messaged me and said, oh, that was a really good video, and I'm gonna now work on my personal brand. And I was like, wow, okay, great. So that motivates me to to go back to what I said initially, which was don't focus on the subscribers, don't focus on the views, don't get too bogged down in the, the metrics, the numbers, the analytics. Don't do that. Focus on giving value, just being true and pure, being yourself, being genuine. Even if your patois comes out, just say it, just be normal. There's nothing wrong with you being you. Yeah. And that has helped me tremendously. So what motivates me, knowing that I can take care of my family. I mean, my family is the main reason why I work, to be honest with you. And then number two, the impact that I'm creating and, I'm seeing happen directly in front of me. It's a nice feeling. And when I've got a client, for example, based in Israel, when they come to London, they literally want to party with me. It's a nice feeling. Like, they want to go for dinner, they want to hang out. And that's because, we print money for them. Like, we literally run their campaigns. We help them so much with not just Facebook and Google ads. We help them with email marketing. We've helped them, from like an organizational perspective, like operations, like, things that aren't working on your site. We've given them guidance on, we've got over and beyond to help them. Because we've gone the extra mile, they now literally, like, I mean, they when they come to London, they want to hang out all the time. And I mean, as a business owner, it's so important that it's just some of the simple things that sometimes we forget to do because we're running a business, such as like wishing someone who we're working with a happy birthday, or if we know it's their wedding anniversary, or if we know it's, they celebrate a certain religious festival, just saying, happy Eid Mubarak, or, asking them how's Ramadan, for example. I mean, I'm not Muslim myself, but I mean, I can remember these things, and I'm aware that it's important to them. So a simple message on Slack, to your business owner, to business owners who you talk to and who, you sell your services to, that human element is just, people just forget to do it. Yeah. And that my company, that's something that we do and we incorporate. It literally works in our favor. And you can see it based on how clients deal with me and the referrals that we get. It shows that we're making an impact, and that motivates me to continue and, stay in business and literally just keep, scaling my company.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Hey, J-Mac, Jason, how's it going? Gil, how's it going? Good to see you guys joining us. Thank you so very much. We're here with Dom talking about him being an entrepreneur, investor as well, both in real estate and the markets in the UK. So he is 5 hours ahead of us. So thanks once again for putting in the time tonight, Dom. Really do appreciate it.
That's cool.
You know what? And when you're just like so tired out, you just give me the old, okay, Rick, that's it. I've had enough, man. Stop.
No, I'm all right. I mean, I am a night. I think I used to be more of a night owl. As I said, I am pretty much disciplined with like times I go to bed and stuff. But yeah, I mean, we already said that it will be this time, and if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it. So it's all good. Don't worry, I'm fine.
You're sure? Okay, you just
yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah. All right, so Manny's got whoa! He's got a comment here to make. Arsenal top
4. Oh no, we got an Arsenal hater. Oh no. Oh no, is he from London?
I don't know.
Hey, please.
I don't know, man. Who knows?
I mean, Arsenal. Yeah, this is my team. I mean, I've been supporting this team from I was a little boy. And we're not playing the best right now. I don't know if you know much about football, Rick, or soccer.
Yep.
Football, soccer, right? Same. Well, yeah. So Arsenal, we're like 9th in the English Premier League at the moment. Oh. Not playing that great. We've just got rid of our old manager. We've got a player that you got a couple good players, but we're not doing really well. So. I kind of see where this Manny guy is saying that for, like,
yeah, he's a great guy.
I bet he probably supports Liverpool or someone who's doing really well.
So did you have a mentor when you were younger? You said that back home and whatnot. Was it your mom doing the
Yeah.
purchase of homes and whatnot? Do you think you consider her to have been a mentor for you?
Yeah, wasn't just her. So I feel like I started to latch on to a few of her, business contacts. So people who were in her network, I would latch onto. So there was a lot of like real estate investors in Montego Bay, developing communities and providing housing essentially. And I literally latched on to one gentleman in particularly who had literally over about 100 properties in an area called Ironshaw.
Nice.
A really nice area. They had loads, yeah. And he's passed away now, so rest in peace. Great guy, great guy. And he taught me so much from running a business, things I should be doing, and also mindset. He taught me a lot about mindset, and that encouraged me to continue no matter what. So even though when we met, it was when I was transitioning back to the UK, he said, look, keep in touch, this is my number, we should talk. He taught me a lot. He said, debt isn't a bad word, because he used debt a lot to make money.
Absolutely. Good debt, bad debt.
Yeah, he used a lot of, property. If you own property, you understand debt and leverage. But property, I'll talk about way more than stocks, to tell you that. But in terms of in terms of his mindset, it was just literally just like a wake up call.
Yeah.
So he encouraged me to read The Compound Effect, amazing book. Encouraged me to read Rich Dad Poor Dad, which, funny enough, my mum had given to me. My mum given. But I mean, I've got so many books down here. I mean, I've got.
What am I? Yeah, let's see.
But yeah, this book here, you
amazing.
Yeah. So I had it from a young age, but I never read it. I was just like, I wasn't interested.
What are the other books that you got there?
I've got so many. I just literally grabbed the stash. But the one thing, the 4-hour work week.
Yeah,
Tim Fair. I think The Compound Effect is probably one of my favorite books, and I've read quite a few books, to be fair. But that back to the question on the mentor. Yes, I did have a mentor, and over the years, I've had various mentors. I've recently got a new mentor for real estate, essentially, and I've also got someone who mentors me when it comes to running an agency, a consultancy business. That's really, it's been beneficial. So having a mentor is amazing, but growing up, I didn't understand how valuable it was. However, what I realized over the years, that some of the little nuggets of information that were thrown at me, they literally just changed my mindset, because I grew up thinking, that's something as simple as thinking that debt is bad, and I used to think that having something like the latest car and all this thing is like amazing, and it's just like, hold on, that's a liability. And you learn so much from having the right people around you. It's not until I realized, when I was, as I said, I was like 15, that I got a club to pretty much give me their venue for free, all because of a network. It was all down to knowing someone who knows someone who said, okay, no problem, this makes sense.
Yep.
And then also just the mindset of, figuring it out, and, figuring it out while you're doing your business. So that's something which I was doing quite young, which I didn't know I was doing. But when I said that I honestly downloaded a software called Virtual DJ and literally learned how to DJ over a month while we were promoting the party, and was one of the DJs, because we could only afford one of them, who said he would come between 1 to 3 a.m. So I thought, well, what we're going to do between 10 to 12? Who's going to play? I thought, I'll figure it out. I'll do it myself. And I think, honestly, like simple things like that, as an entrepreneur, it's probably not the ideal situation, but you need to figure out, if things aren't going according to plan, how can I fix it? You need to be solution orientated. And from quite a young age, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet here, but I was always trying to think, what can I do here to improve, or what can I do to fix this problem? And having a mentor honestly showed me that I'm doing the right thing, but I need to step it up a level and think, how do I solve bigger problems?
Yeah.
And a few conversations I had with gentlemen, I didn't mention his name's Donovan, taught me that. Changed my mindset about how I think about money, how I look at debt, credit cards, what you can do with money and good credit score, the benefits of it. Having those simple conversations that we had a lot of them over email as well, because WhatsApp wasn't around then. It's helped me so much, much.
Yeah, so it's so important to have a mentor in your life. And that's actually something I've been considering, is like to find a group of mentors.
Yeah.
And we'll offer our services, because this is what I come across all the time speaking to other entrepreneurs, that it's so difficult for them to find mentors. Like, where do I go to find one, right? So
yeah,
I mean, I mentor as many people as I can, but and then it even gets just so far out there that I can't help them. It's almost like I need to communicate with somebody else to help pass on the baton, so you can carry on learning from another mentor, say. So
yeah, it's a scalability challenge that you may have because of the time as well.
Yeah, definitely. So Kevin says, LOL, learning on the go. That's what mentors do. I mean, that's what entrepreneurs do. It's like, you get thrown into the ring all the time. It's just like, figure it out, man. Figure it out. Constantly learning. I mean, that is life. I mean, and if you're not learning, then you're not really growing, are you? So I mean, it's important that you continue just learning and trying to absorb information. I wouldn't say absorb information that's specific to your field. So I think after a while, when you knuckle down and say, okay, this is what I'm going to build, you want to learn everything about it. So I met a gentleman, for example, I'll give you a joke. His name is Batshit Bob. That's what we used to call him. Yeah, so I hope this doesn't affect because it was a bad word, right? But that's what we called him, right? And I was like, I said to my uncle at the time, why is his name Batshit Bob? Like, why? Turns out that this gentleman goes into caves and takes out the poo from the caves, which is from the bats, and sells it to the farm. This guy is a millionaire. To farmers.
Yeah, he sells the poo from the bats to farms.
Really?
And it's amazing for like the, for agriculture, right? I didn't know anything about it. But what I'm trying to say in this story is that this gentleman, he knew everything about bats. When I went to his house, he had pictures of bats, different types of bats, everything about literally. I was like, right here, what the hell is going on in this house, right?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I was like, and he had books on bats and books on farms, and I was trying to understand, what do you do? And then he said, I sell everything that the bat excretes to farms in Jamaica and in the Caribbean, St. Lucia and different, the Greater Antilles and the Lesser Antilles, so different, the Caribbean. I was like, wow. And he said, people buy this? And he said, yeah, people buy it all the time. And I mean, this gentleman, he knew everything about bats. So what I'm saying is, no matter the niche you're in, just learn everything about it. I mean, when you decide to go out there and build something, they always say, I've seen so many sayings about, the average millionaire has 7 income streams and all of this stuff. And I mean, these are great quotes and stuff, but I challenge that a bit, because I feel like some entrepreneurs literally just have one thing that they might focus on, and then they might deviate and have a few things within that. So you might, for example, run an agency like myself, but then you sell something and then you're an affiliate of something within the same industry. So that is another stream. So you might, for example, sell Facebook and Instagram ads, but then your client needs a new website. So you sell Blue Hosting. So because you recommend Blue Hosting, you get a kickback. Or you recommend them to use MailChimp or Aweber, or you recommend them to use another email CRM, and you get a kickback from that. So I feel like, yes, you can have real estate, property, car rentals, and all these other income streams, stocks, dividends, and everything, right? Yeah. I do honestly feel like when you are deciding to work for yourself as an entrepreneur, or sole trader, or if you've got a small team of 3 to 5 people, whatever, you do need to just knuckle down and just smash on that one thing. Just keep focusing on that thing, and then with your profits, buy another one, which is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm at the moment buying another place. I mean, yeah, I've got like viewings and all these things here of other places, of other properties that I'm looking at. But I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to do that if my business wasn't successful.
True.
Do you know what I mean? And that as well is just a contingency to just buy another one. And I'm only doing viewings on Saturdays and Sundays because in the week I'm focused on my main breadwinner. So definitely. I think that's important.
Mothership.
Yeah.
Into that. So Gil here has got a question for you. Have you ever shared a new business idea with friends or family member than to have them shoot your idea down?
Good question. I've been fortunate. I haven't had that challenge. I'm aware of people who have had that challenge, but I haven't had that challenge of me providing an idea to friends or family and then shoot it down. I've had a few people say things which has like an underlying meaning or like an implied meaning that this might not work well, or why are you doing that? Or they might laugh and ridicule, but I haven't had someone say, just don't do it and shoot it down full stop. I've had people, for example, I started a YouTube channel and it was like giggles, like, ha, 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 like, hey guys. And it's just like, okay, trying to be funny. Or I've had someone say, oh, why are you doing that? You don't need to do YouTube. Like, you earn enough revenue from what you're doing outside of YouTube. What you trying to make money from your ads, like, Dom, leave it alone. But not necessarily like shoot it down, say it in like a jokey banter type of way, or like, hey guys, sort of ha ha ha, sort of like try and make fun of it, but not someone say outright, don't do it, it's silly, it's a waste of time. I've had friends pretty much say you're crazy. Like when I made an investment of in the Midlands, they were like, why are you buying out of somewhere you don't know? You only know London. Why are you doing that? But the property went up in value. I mean, then I said, well, I'm okay. It worked in my favor. I have also tried things as well, which have worked well. And then I've also lost money, like, all that cryptocurrency stuff. I got fortunate. I made a little bit of money, and then I lost a lot of money. So it's just like I've made mistakes along the way, but I think because I've had more wins than losses, my friends don't shoot me down because I've haven't proved people wrong, but when people see my life and they look into my life, they're like, wow, you've done really well. So people my friends and family struggle to say, oh, Dom, that won't work, because I'm not saying I have like, the Midas touch, everything I touch turns to gold, but I've had more wins than losses.
Good. And you are how old?
I'm 31 at the moment.
You're doing great.
You're trying.
Doing really well, Dom. You're doing really well. All right, let's see how Jason's doing on his treadmill here. J-Mac, how you doing up there on his treadmill? Good for you, man. Exercising is great.
I did treadmill today as well, J-Mac. I was on the treadmill. I was doing 1 minute on, 1 minute off, sprinting. And then I was doing an uphill walk because I'm going on holiday. So I'm trying to stretch some fat.
Yeah, definitely prepare for it.
Desperate measures.
Getting back to those books, which book has most positively helped you?
Oh man, that is a hard question. So many books. Can I give two? Okay, one.
Yeah, sure. No, two's fine. Two's fine.
Okay.
Other entrepreneurs to hear, right? So
honestly,
read those books too.
Yeah. So, Rich Dad Poor Dad and The Compound Effect. Those are my two probably favorite books. There's so many others, but I think those are my two favorite books and the ones I would confidently say on YouTube, knowing that I've got two options, and there's entrepreneurs who are listening at different levels as well. Entrepreneurs at different levels. If you're just starting, or if you're a seasoned entrepreneur making six figures, a million, whatever, multi-million, I believe that those two books are amazing. If you've read them or you haven't read them, I think you should definitely read them.
Okay, for what reason, and what was your takeaway from them?
So key takeaway from The Compound Effect is quite simple, and it's the way how it was written, and it's such an easy read, is small, consistent actions over a period of time lead to positive results, because you get that big momentum when you start something and you continually do it. It then leads to a positive impact. Obviously, the compound effect can also be negative as well. And it talks about so many analogies and examples. It compares, a gentleman who talks negatively to his wife and says things that could be condescending versus a gentleman who buys a flower for his wife and buys flowers and, says complimentary things, and how that person's relationship changes over a period of time. That is such a simple breakdown, and it's common sense, really and truly. But it's broken down in such a concise and succinct manner by Darren Hardy that I think I just fell in love with the book. The book just opened my eyes and think, no matter what, whatever you're working on, just stay consistent over a period of time, and it will lead to crazy results. So, I mean, if you're an investor, if you invest in the stock market, if you're a real estate investor, you own your own business, it's just the small, simple decisions that you do every day that will honestly transform your business. So if you run a business where you need to be on the phone and call, for example, that small, consistent action of you going through your leads, picking up the phone, sending that email, sending that follow-up email, is what will lead to the end of the week. You've made now 100 calls from Monday to Friday, and you've closed three new clients at, I don't know, 4K each. You made 12K that week. Most of that's profit, for example. And you just know, okay, that consistent action of doing things that aren't really the nice, cute, bits of the business, but you've done it. It's led to that amazing result of now you've got a six-figure business, probably from your home or from WeWork, co-work, office, as a simple example. And then Rich Dad Poor Dad, because it opened my mindset to investing, and I read it. It was given to me quite young, but I didn't read it straight away. Probably read that book. Oh my God, it was given to me. It's quite embarrassing. It was given to me probably at like 16, but I read it probably about like 19, and it opened up my mindset on, whoa, like there's a whole world out there like that, you're not aware of. All these things that you see in these music videos that you love because you're always watching music videos in your spare time, then really insignificant because of their value. And then you start learning about liabilities and assets and how the rich make money, and exchanging your time for money, making linear income, making residual income, and just like, whoa, like this is amazing information. Maybe I need to take this on board and applying it. So said, so done. As I was capable to earn enough money, I literally went and bought a house. Obviously in that book, there are discussions about, is your house really an asset or is it a liability? Because if you live in there and you pay, you're spending money, it's not putting money in your pocket, then it is a liability. And there's obviously a lot of discussions all over the internet. If you go onto all the gurus pages, Grant Cardone, etc., they'll talk about real estate. But I think just making that decision to invest and then being able to sell if you want to, being able to leverage off one property and buy another, it's mind-blowing. And I mean, these are things which I wish they taught in school. So in terms of key takeaways, I learned a lot from Rich Dad Poor Dad. There's probably like 8 things I learned in total, from assets versus liabilities to exchanging, should you be exchanging your time for money or should you be learning skills, to debt, to not being cheap, paying for, expert opinion. So your accountant, for example, your lawyer, for example. There's so many things I learned from that book. And The Compound Effect as well, as another book, I learned just that small, consistent actions, even on the work, which isn't really the prettiest, you should be doing it.
Definitely. Hey, Lydia, thanks for joining us. Great having you here. Gil, you're asking Dominic's channel on YouTube is scrolling right along the bottom. So ambitious.
So ambitious Dom.
There you go.
Literally type in So Ambitious Dom and you'll find me.
There you go. And everybody, go check out his channel, check out his Instagram, join his team. Be great to have him. If you can come back every so often, be part of our
definitely.
Dom, that'd be fantastic.
When I start streams too, I'll get you on.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let's see, Ryan. I hate chasing money. Yep, don't we all? So what else we have going on here? And Dave follows with an LOL.
That was a good one.
Let's see. Yeah, Ryan, check it out. Sounds like a great book. I haven't read that one. I've heard of it. I just haven't had a chance yet to read it. So, and Gil got, there you go. The compound effect. There you go. See it right there. Darren Hardy. Nice one. Guys, you have any questions? By all means, please roll them in here now. We don't have Dom here for much longer because, he's in the UK. So again, he's 5 hours ahead of us. It's like 1 a.m. there for him. So
1:06, yeah.
You got to get up in a few hours to get back to the gym, don't you?
Yeah, I'll be, I might go gym or I might just do a home workout.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I do those as well. Quite useful.
Yeah, good. Just don't hate us in the morning. Those guys in the US and Canada, nice guys. Maybe got home tonight.
Good. No, you're forgiven.
All right, thanks, man. Okay, a few more quick questions then. Okay, so what's your definition of being successful?
It's a subjective. So, being happy at whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Being happy. So, I can elaborate on that. Shall I elaborate or?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I posted this. I posted this, funny enough, on my Instagram, I think yesterday. Being successful is just being happy. So, if you are, selling a software and it makes you happy, keep selling software. If you are selling customized pens and t-shirts or whatever you're doing and you're happy, keep doing it. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you enjoy it and you like your boss, you like your company, and it makes you happy, keep doing it. You don't necessarily need to run a business because it's going to come with its own set of challenges. So whatever makes you happy, do it. And that, in my opinion, will lead to you being successful. Because you need to be happy. You need to be, aligned and in different parts of your life. So, your health and your family and being able to spend time with your friends and having enough money, even though money is a tool, but you do need it. I think what's the saying that goes, money isn't everything, but it ranks right up there with oxygen, right? Now you need it to get around, to travel, to buy food to put in your fridge. So do whatever it is that makes you happy. And if you're earning enough from whatever you're doing and it satisfies the other elements of your life and it makes you happy, then keep doing it.
Definitely.
So, happiness.
So I 100% agree with you. And I've spoken to so many people and they're like, well, what's your definition of successful? And I turn it back on them. It's like, well, do you think you are right now? And, when they really think about it, they're extremely happy doing what they're doing. And it could be anything.
Yeah.
Anything. And they
whatever. It could be, you could literally be snowboarding, teaching people how to snowboard. If that makes you happy, go for it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that if you're passionate about it, if you might not be passionate about it, you might be, providing a service which is based on like a need-based business. Even if that makes you happy, keep doing it. Some people are just generally like passionate about certain things. from cooking to a sport, whatever it is. But if it makes you happy and your soul naturally just feels content, keep doing it. And that's for me. I mean, I'm happy doing what I do. I mean, I mentor a set amount of people for a membership community that I've created called Out Hustle You. You can check that out as well.
Okay.
Yep. And I also have Go Social. I mean, between
repeat that one.
I'll drop a note. It's Out Hustle You. So OUTHUSTLEYOU.com. So I created a very simple. Sorry.
Everybody, go check that out on the stream.
Check that out as well as a shameless
plug.
Shameless plug. So that's quite new. That's a new baby that I'm working on the side. And that's because I've had a few people come to me and say, can you mentor me? Can you teach me? And it's just like, oh, I don't have the time. So I've started to package content of information and whack it on Teachable. So simple things like how to build an email list. And it's quite easy, the information, because I work in digital marketing. So it's so easy. It's like, I talk about this every day and I've got tons of content and templates, which I send to clients anyway. So I decided to create that. So anyways, that's that. But I mean, in terms of, I lost my thread, what I was saying there.
Definition of success.
Success, yeah. Do what makes you happy. So
absolutely. I totally agree here. So here's a little one point that I would like to make, and I've come to realize that there are so many more successful people out there. They just don't realize that they're already successful. They don't realize it until you sit them down and you speak to them, and you're there. You are already there, man. Like, look at your surroundings. Look at what you're doing. Look what you've achieved. Stop and smell the roses. And most often, by the end of that conversation, they're like, you're right. I guess I kind of am already here. Right. So I think sometimes it just takes somebody to point it out, I think. But
humans are driven by fear and greed. So, I mean, you could be doing really well, but then you want more. It's just natural, right? So it's just like the people you're describing, I know people like that as well. Like, you know, you think, well, you should be happy. Like, you've got everything that, I mean, that most people would want, and you're in that category of, like, you know, like the top, you know, 5%ers in the world who are earning a certain amount. It's like, why are you not happy, sort of things? Just like, you know, you're earning great money, you're happy spiritually, mentally. I see that Rico Suave investing, and that's true. You've got, you know, you've got beautiful family, and you know, you've got time freedom. You go on like 6 to 10 holidays a year, depending on work. Just like, what is, you know, why are you not happy, sort of thing? So it really depends, because that same person could be, you know, thinking, oh, I want to hit that next goal, and you know, I want to get that next, or you know, and when if you have that mindset of, I want this next and I want that next, then it's like you can't stop and appreciate what you have. Yeah.
So quickly, Jose, great point. I'd love to hear everybody else that is on the stream. What is your definition of success? Ryan, his link, Dom's link is scrolling along the bottom there. Instagram is at SOAMBITIOUSDOM, and his YouTube channel is called SOAMBITIOUSDOM. All together, one word. Okay, so if you do a search, keep it all together. It's easier to find them. All right. So yeah, absolutely. Everybody go and subscribe to his channel. That'd be great. But, you know, let's hear everybody else's. What are your thoughts on what's your definition of being successful? I mean, this is a really great question. It really is, because I really think that so many people are there. And like, again, you just speak to people and like, you're doing so many amazing, great things, and they're happy, right? They're happy doing what they're doing. You don't need that next car or that bigger house at times. I mean, that might add in more stress to you, to be honest. Yeah. You know? So yeah, that's a really good one. I love hearing people's you know, return on that, what they have to say about it. Ryan says gratitude equals happiness. So true, man. So true. So anybody can throw out, you know, their input on that. That'd be great to hear. Love hearing the answer to that question. So all right. So next, describe yourself in 5 years from now.
Whoa, these questions are good. Put me on the spot. Okay. 5 years from now, I think I'd like to be at a place where I pretty much work Still the same, probably about 5 days a week. I enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
But I would probably be spending more time in the Caribbean, I think. Yeah. I think I'd be spending probably more time back home.
Yeah.
And bringing my agency to that side of the world, so Caribbean.
Yeah.
And other than that, I think, I mean, I'm quite happy right now. It's quite really hard to say, to be honest. 5 years from now, still happy. I've got pretty much everything that I need.
Okay.
Hard question. I mean, I think I've more clients, I would like to help more business owners back home where I grew up, and that's because they just don't get it. I think that's my main thing at the moment, and why I'm going to be spending a considerable amount of time out there in December, the end of this month. So in 5 years' time, I would like to have at least a few clients who I am impacting and helping them, you know, change, scale their business, transform their business completely from a digital marketing landscape. I really enjoy what I do, so I think in 5 years' time, I'll probably be doing the same thing. And I would like to be in the place where I'm helping more clients from Jamaica, because I think they really need it. And in terms of family, I mean, yeah, I mean, taking care of my family, doing the same thing really, and traveling more. And that's pretty much about it. Of course, being healthy and the obvious stuff.
Yeah. Would you ever consider retiring?
No way. No, I'm too young for that. No way. No way. I'm just getting started. No way. Retire. No. Oh, bad word.
So true, right? So true. I feel the same way. I feel like I'm just getting started too. I'm 54. I'm like, I'm just getting started, man. Like, I got so much more.
Yeah, no, retire. No way. Like,
no way. Sorry.
Warm.
So, okay. So describe, like, what are your mindsets that have got you to this point? Like, what was it that gave you the drive and whatnot to get you to this point that you're so happy?
Well, I mean, the drive to get to this point was, it was hunger. Like, I was always quite hungry from quite young. I grew up, I mean, I'm still getting used to sharing a lot of information, so bear with me if I feel like I'm holding back.
Okay.
No, it's just
everybody's mom's first live stream. So
yeah, I mean, I grew up in I wasn't poor, but weren't rich, and it wasn't great times. It wasn't always great times, and I mean, seeing like struggle right in front of my eyes, it made me hungry, man. Like, it made me want to make life better for just myself and people around me. And because of that, it was, well, what is going to fix this problem? I thought, well, solution is value. You need to be providing value to be remunerated. And I need to be aware of trends. I need to be aware of what's needed. And it led me to creating things. Some of them, admittedly, were by mistake, honestly. Some things were more direct and thought through and more like, and there was more analysis. But a lot of what I've done in the early stages were just out of fun, like, honestly. So, you know, going back to first business that was set up, that's still going to this day. When I go to Jamaica in 2 weeks' time, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I'll be with my friends who we started this events business when we were really young, so over 15 years ago.
Right.
And they're still doing parties, but on a larger scale, and sponsored by, you know, the likes of Appleton, who are one of the biggest rum distilleries in the Caribbean, and sponsored by, you know, huge companies back home, you know, like big Hennessy and all these big brands, you know. So just to see that we started something so small and we've managed to scale it to a place where they have brand collaboration meetings with some huge brands. Some of them there's NDAs for. I can't even talk about it right now. Just like knowing that, wow, we started this out of nothing, and we've now grew it to this. And I mean, I could go any minute now back to Jamaica and say, okay, I could work with them and live off this if I wanted to. Just, it's a nice feeling. But going back to your question, I think the main thing that has led me to where I am now is just hungry, just always being willing to learn, being motivated to get up and go and do the work, even the hard stuff. And yeah, leading from the front, doing it. And wherever everyone shies away from the work and says, oh, I'm not sure if I want to do this, or oh, I'm tired, I can't be bothered, or it's too late, or this won't work. I'm saying, no, you know what? I'll do it. I'll put my neck on the chopping block. I'll go ahead and do it. If it works, I guess you will all follow me. If it doesn't work, then you can all like give me a cuddle, just give me a hug, and then we can talk about it, and we can say, what are the lessons now learned from this? So I think the main thing for me is just being open to try new things and take calculated risks and just apply that hunger and just keep going, because there's literally so much opportunities out there.
Oh, there's millions of opportunities. Ryan, you're writing things down, but they aren't posting. I don't know. I just took off the scroller because StreamYard just came out with that the other day. So maybe that was it. So Dave, his 3 favorite letters. Try posting a couple of other things and see if they're coming. And if anybody, see if that comes up, if anybody else has been posting comments and they're not coming out, can you just like, let me know by smoke signal or carrier pigeon, maybe. Because obviously if you're writing it down, it's not coming through. So sorry about that. I don't know what's going on in regards to that this evening. So you said you had a few failures along the way. What was your biggest one?
So God, it really
if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think some of my failures just being just like not doing enough due diligence, not doing enough research.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. So I mean, there's being optimistic, having a gut instinct, which I spoke about earlier, as being important as well in making decisions. But I think just not doing adequate research has led me to fail big time. So as I said, lost not a lot of money. We lost about £2,000 investing in cryptocurrency, not knowing much about it. Made a bit of money first, made like £800 and thought, oh, this is great. Withdrew some off the table, invested in Ripple, invested in Icon and all these other things, altcoins and stuff, trying to think. Made a bit of money, and then lost, like, probably not that much in the grand scheme of things of money you can lose, but lost money just not doing research, not doing enough research. Some of it I held, so technically probably that's not an accurate figure that I just gave you, because some of it is just still held, just in case there is another bull run. But just being over optimistic, not doing enough research. And whenever I've tried to do things which are outside of like what I know, I always have that problem. And that's why I say to everyone, just focus on that thing that you're good at, and that is getting the results. If that is what's putting money on the table, keep doing it.
Yeah.
So I if someone could come to me tomorrow and say, you should trade Forex, I'll be like, no, because it can work for you and it can work for tons of people. But I know that the results you're getting is because of 5 to 10 years of practice and skills and your skill set. But when I was younger, and actually not even that young, about 2-3 years ago, when I invested in crypto and stuff, made a mess up. And that's because I wasn't focused. I was literally deviating from what I was doing. And that's why I said, for example, right now I might be investing in real estate, but I know that Monday to Friday, sorry, I can't do any viewings. I can do viewings in the evening or Saturday, because I'm focused on the one thing that brings in the money, that keeps, that pays the mortgage, that pays the bills, puts food in the groceries, puts petrol in my car, and takes me on holiday around the world. So for me, it's just the failures have come from not doing enough risk, not doing enough research. It's getting late. Not doing enough research, and being overly too optimistic. Yeah,
definitely. All right, last couple of questions for you, and I mean it this time. It's because
that's cool.
For you, so I feel sorry for you. I'm sorry.
No, cool.
But in the meantime, please, hopefully you got a few new subscribers from tonight. Everybody that's here, again, go to his channel, So Ambitious Dom, his YouTube channel, and subscribe. He's got some amazing videos. And like you were saying earlier, you're talking about exactly what you know, what you've experienced, what you've gone through. And that information is just, it's unbelievable. It's priceless. Like it really is. So thank you so much for like giving back to the community as well, for like younger entrepreneurs.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, anytime. One bit of advice though, what bit of advice would you give to anybody that wants to get into either the real estate investing or into like, structuring a company? One bit of advice would you give to either, or even both?
One bit of advice?
Yeah. Somebody for an aspiring.
I would say for real estate, I would say find a mentor and someone who can prove their results and what they're doing. Yeah. Right. Find a mentor so you can pick their brain. Obviously, go to meet. If you find a mentor and you go to meetings and you get the benefit of their time, make sure that you go with some knowledge. Don't just try and be a leech and go there understanding at least the basics on, type of properties, masonettes, apartments, semi-detached, detached property, etc., terrace properties, understanding what impacts the value of properties going up or decreasing, understanding basics just about what different types of mortgages, repayments, interest only, etc., etc. So go to meetings with a mentor if you find one, having some awareness so you can actually demonstrate that you're serious about investing. So that's something I'd say. So find a mentor because it's so important. Because I mean, if you think about it, if someone's already like my mentor at the moment, in the UK, that is, has got 13 residentials and 3 commercial buildings. That's like 16, right? So far, and owns an estate agency. Now, I would be silly to not leverage off her knowledge because she's done it before. Has tons of properties in terms of assets under management, over $1 million, like way over $1 million. So it would be silly for me to just try and do it myself. So if I view a property, I would say, this is the floor plan, this is the development scheme, this is how much I think I can get for rent. What do you think? And then getting that certification from that person just helps me so much. So
it's invaluable, isn't it?
Invaluable. So a mentor is key. Try and find one. If you don't find one, I mean, initially in the UK, I didn't have one and I just winged it and I was okay, but I understood and I had knowledge from back home. If you've been on this chat, you would have heard that I had someone by the name of Donovan back home who was helping me. So a mentor is key. And then in terms of your other question, which is forming a company, I think you need to honestly absorb a lot of information. There's a lot of books that you need to read. Some of them I've mentioned, but there's more specific books like the Personal MBA, for example. There's so many books out there that you can just read, or podcasts you can listen to, so you can actually understand, more about your product or your service that you're providing. Understand about setting up systems internally, so you can onboard clients in a nice streamlined manner. So reporting, just understand everything about marketing, sales, leads, how you scale your business, understanding tax. There's so much to learn. So I recommend you could have a mentor for both, 2 separate. So a mentor who runs a business, a mentor who runs who owns property, and you can get courses out there which are good. Some courses are quite bad, but some courses are pretty decent now out there that you can investing. And there's nothing wrong with investing in an online course, provided that it's genuine and the results are you feel like the results are real, or the person who's teaching had done it before. Obviously check the authenticity. But I mean, in terms of investing in a course, nothing wrong with that, because I mean, if you've gone to school or if you've gone to university, whatever it is, college for you in Canada, I mean, you've invested to go to learn, you know, a skill or something, right? So nothing wrong with learning how to, you know, create a marketing plan. Nothing wrong with learning how to sell. Nothing wrong with learning how to match people at meetings, body language, really, you know, things that aren't necessarily taught in school. Nothing wrong with that. So I definitely recommend to invest in yourself, whether that be via a course, a mentor, going to an event. That's what I recommend. Yeah.
Always. Totally agree with you. Always be learning. So dividends with Alisher, thanks a lot for showing up tonight as well. All good. Thanks once again. She says, thank you, Rick and Dominic, for such informative content. Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Same thing. Please, again, make sure you guys, check out his channel, subscribe. So anything else that you'd like to say, Dom? You've been with us for an hour and a half. It's one.
Wow, time has flown.
Fast.
No, I mean, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. It's really, what I really like is that Rick, I can feel that you're genuine. I mean, met online. You obviously done your due diligence, checked me out, and you decided to connect with me. So I appreciate you inviting me here. It's really nice. I like what you're doing as well. Building a community. Love to catch up with you as well off air, because what you're doing is amazing. The community you're growing. You are really a helpful entrepreneur, so you got the right thing as well.
Told, thanks.
So no, honestly. So in terms of other things, thanks everyone who showed up. Appreciate you joining to hear me talk and rant.
You're a great talker.
I could talk for England. Thank you for coming. I hope you gained some value. If you have any more questions, if you want to hit me up on Instagram at SOAMBITIOUSDOM, on YouTube, SOAMBITIOUSDOM, Facebook, SOAMBITIOUSDOM, and LinkedIn as well if you want. Dominic Hay, first name, last name. You can see what I do. Rarely use LinkedIn that much, but if you want to connect, feel free, connect with me there. And yeah, thank you for coming and thanks for the questions.
No worries whatsoever. Blood Phantom 81, thanks for showing up. You did a great job the other night on Travis's on his stream. Holy mackerel. I mean, these streams are amazing. Like, honestly, you've got to stay connected, Dom. You got to stay connected with this community. It's a bunch of people. And it's just, they're a lot of fun. And I always look forward to the streams that I can make it to. I do. I was like, I'm having dinner. I'm like, I can't wait.
I'll be honestly doing more research on Tesla and putting that forward in one of the meetings.
You have to.
Yeah, definitely for yeah.
So yeah, it's a great bunch of men and women here in our community, and they're really great. They're all supportive of one another, and we all do a great job working together. So I don't know who's got the next stream, but we'll figure that out sooner than later. And Dom, getting back to you, is there anything else that you want to do? Closing remarks at all?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, if anyone out there who is like literally getting started on a side hustle, entrepreneur, just go and do it. Do your research and start doing it. Keep it to yourself at first. Start networking with the right people. Ask the right questions. But whatever you're doing, like literally have some sort of structure and just do it. Just do it. Feel the fear and do it. Whether you're sitting on, because I know a lot of people out there who might even watch this on playback might just be thinking, oh, I'm not sure if it will work, whatever. Just start with like an MVP. So that might have a minimal viable product. So just something that shows that your product is or your services would be bought by someone. Just start wherever it is that you're thinking of doing. Just get started.
Yeah, even get started small.
Yeah,
right?
Just get started small. Just
start small. That's what a lot of people is like. Yeah, just start. Absolutely. But you know what? If you start small, it takes away a lot of that fear.
Yeah.
Right. So you can get in there and slowly try it out and then find a mentor and just slowly grow that way. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, and there's so much support out here too on YouTube and social media. And there's so much, right? I mean, back in the day, didn't have it when you're 15, 16 years old. You know,
I didn't have it as well.
Yeah, you gotta go looking for it, right? And same here. I thought I was a weirdo, to be honest. I'm like, why am I thinking so differently than everybody else? You know, in high school and early university, I didn't even know really what was going on. To be honest, I was just doing what I was doing, what felt right. But yeah, I mean, it's just so much support out there. And again, this community is amazing for that. You can learn. I've learned so much from all these guys, right? So, and now Daniel shows up, and Alex with Blood Phantom, and everybody else, and excellent. Hang on, your experience and advice is very important for young entrepreneurs, especially. Nice. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that, guys. So, anyways, nonetheless, anything else, or shall we shut it down? It's been a long night for you.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it I wanted to say.
All right, everybody, thanks a lot. Don't you go anywhere yet, Dom. We're just going to end the broadcast here. But guys, everybody, women, everybody, thank you so much for joining tonight. And it's been a lot of fun, as always. We'll see you next Tuesday. So,
yeah.
right, have a great night. Thanks, guys.